All right, so it seems that the US road safety watchdog is asking Tesla about their robotaxi plan because they don't seem to know much about it yet, even though supposedly it's launching in June next month. Not far away at all. This headline here from Reuters: US agency asks Tesla to answer questions on Texas robotaxi plan. You'd think they'd know about that by now, wouldn't you? And this from Electric, another headline: NHTSA asked Tesla how it plans to release its robotaxi service based on FSD. They really don't seem to know much about it. And at the same time, we have this, of course. Elon Musk's regulatory troubles have begun to melt away in Trump's second term. So that's what we're going to look at today. Hi, I'm JJ. Welcome back to the pod. Let's get into it. The Trump administration has halted some regulatory matters involving Musk companies and fired people from agencies investigating Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink. Fancy that. But in this case, it's not seeming to help so much, which is actually quite surprising. Maybe they will help at the last minute. Maybe Elon with Doge will help out in some way to his own companies. No conflict of interest, of course. No, there's no conflicts of interest here. So Dan O'Dowd, who keeps an eye on FSD, he's been very critical of it. He's involved with software. He says you can almost hear Elon's sigh of relief. He now has his excuse for canceling Tesla's June robotaxi launch. So maybe Elon actually doesn't want to launch. He says that he does, but he doesn't. So this is confusing. It won't be long until Elon claims Tesla was totally ready, but the pesky regulators stopped him. Mighty convenient. Do you think Elon's ordered NHTSA to send this letter? So it's a good excuse. It would be a good excuse to delay. He's only delayed FSD, from going coast to coast without touching the wheel for a decade now, over a decade. So this is from the article summary here. NHTSA probing crashes of Tesla in full self-driving mode. So this investigation's been going on for a while. As that article said, a lot of the investigations have been stalled or have just gone away miraculously since Trump went into power, and Elon contributed many, many millions to Trump's campaign and then ended up overseeing the agencies that regulate his own companies. No conflict of interest whatsoever, right? So robotaxi sensors and reduced visibility cited as concerns. NHTSA cites 4 crashes. In one, a pedestrian was killed. So that's the ongoing investigation. So yes, they would have questions. No doubt they would have questions involving this. We've got some information on a new release of FSD supervised as well as software, which is still having problems, but we'll look at that in a minute. So the US auto safety investigators asked Tesla to answer questions on its plan to launch a paid robotaxi service in Austin, Texas in June in order to assess how the electric vehicle makers' cars with full self-driving technology will perform in poor weather. So this has been a question mark, fog and rain, because they don't have LiDAR or radar. They just are going on cameras and AI to do it. And so there's been definitely question marks. I've seen videos of, like sunstrike on the cameras, not being able to handle that at all. So the NHTSA said it is seeking additional information about Tesla development of robotaxis to assess the ability of Tesla's system to react appropriately to reduced roadway visibility conditions, as well details on robotaxi deployment plans and the technology being used. So isn't it incredible that the regulator doesn't know much about this yet? And supposedly this is just weeks away, possibly even the 1st of June, which is very close now, just a couple of weeks away. And the regulator doesn't know anything about their plans. It's pretty unbelievable. So the NHTSA also wants to know whether robotaxi vehicles will be supervised or monitored by Tesla in real time. So this would be a scenario where somebody is sitting, say like a drone. When there are drone strikes, you have a remote operator. So it's completely possible to do that in the car, although they'd have to be on the ball to avoid some accidents. But I assume that this is what's going to be happening in Austin, but the regulator doesn't seem to know about it. They're asking lots of questions in this letter. So there have been accidents. And will there be more with Robotaxi? We'll have to see. I suspect it's going to be very highly controlled in a geo-fenced area in Austin to begin with. Teleoperated, yes, it's because they really don't want any incidents. So I think this is going to be like it was in the Warner Brothers studio. But we'll see, and or will it even get delayed? So this is Dan O'Dowd again. Omar waited 84 days for a new version of FSD. So Omar is whole Mars catalog, one of the paid or indirectly or directly, I don't know, I think probably directly influencers, Tesla influencers who tweets about it all day, does videos on FSD, says how great it is all the time. That's an awfully long wait for rough edges and an intervention on his first drive of version 13.2.9, Dan says. So Hallmark's catalog Omar has said back home and starting to import footage. FSD 13.2.9 performed very well. Only intervention is when it ended the first drive to the Tesla diner by trying to turn into some random apartment garage. So when you think about robotaxis being like 2 weeks away, is this the kind of thing that you'd want to do in the back seat of that at the time? And this too, somebody else actually had real issues. Devin Olson has said here, just did a test loop of FSD version 13.2.9. Still an incredible build of FSD. But overall, it seems like the same problems exist as before. Same problems. So if you're getting into a Waymo, for instance, you don't want any problems. You want it to work and not have problems. And same with the Tesla Robotaxi. So, 2 weeks out, or just even say a month or sometime in June out from the launch. Do we want to see this? Double stopping at stop signs, speed control, early signaling. The car did park at the destination both times, but that feels like luck more than anything because it was awkward. How it parked didn't feel like a polished addition. One disengagement for the car trying to drive into private property. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see tested. So again, if this is actually a robotaxi, one disengagement per journey, this seems dodgy. No wonder that the road safety watchdog is onto them. So I'm going to get more into this. But in the meantime, if you're getting value out of this episode so far, I'd really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread to more people. It really does help, and it only takes less than a second. I would say less than a second to do it. All right, so this is the electric article. NHTSA asks Tesla how it plans to release its robotaxi service based on FSD. So based on the current FSD, and we've just seen what that is like, NHTSA is asking Tesla to do what it has always been able to avoid: release data from its self-driving program. So they really have been not releasing data at all. It's been crowdsourced, the safety data, or how many miles between disengagements, all that kind of thing. Tesla hasn't been releasing it, and I don't know why that is. Why would they not release the data if they're proud of it and how it works? The agency wants to know how closely its planned robotaxi service in Austin will be to its FSD program, which is currently under investigation for safety defects. Yes. NHTSA, the agency in charge of automobile safety regulations in the US, appears to know very little about Tesla's planned rollout of the robotaxi service in Austin, Texas, even though it is reportedly just a few weeks away. And this is incredible. You'd think that they've been working with the agency for ages to get this rolled out here. They are asking Tesla for more information. The agency would like to gather additional information about Tesla's development of technologies for the use in robotaxi vehicles to understand how Tesla plans to evaluate its vehicles and driving automation technologies for use on public roads. This seems like pretty basic information that the regulator's not on top of this or doesn't know about it just a few weeks out from the launch. It's, I keep saying it, but it's pretty incredible. So they want to know what data Tesla has to prove its vehicles are safe enough to be fully autonomous in this paid robotaxi service. So people are pretty comfortable with how Waymo's going. People who have ridden in it, I haven't. I'm not in the US, so it's not available. But I would definitely get in a Waymo. I've seen enough videos and heard enough in social media to think that I would do that. But this point, I don't think I'd get in it and test the robotaxi given what I've seen. The automaker also avoids releasing critical data to NHTSA in its ADAS crash reporting system. Tesla has until June 19th to respond or face up to $27,874 in penalties per violation per day. Well, that's quite a big fine. So, again, they've got until June 19th to respond. Elon said that they're going to release this in June. So, I mean, how does this work? Surely the agency has to respond, takes time to look at it and respond. So, it doesn't kind of add up. The timelines don't really add up, do they? So we get to this article. This was actually on NBC News. Elon Musk's regulatory troubles have begun to melt away in Trump's second term, but not this road safety issue. As Dan said, maybe it's on purpose and Elon could use it as an excuse, but I'm not thinking that now. I think he does want to do it, but can they do it under these circumstances? President Donald Trump fired the person who had been investigating the Musk company Neuralink. At other agencies, including the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Trump and Musk have tried to slash the number of employees, potentially hobbling those regulators' ability to enforce the law against companies including Musk, Tesla, and X. It says President Donald Trump fired, but really it was actually Elon in there doing it. He was going into these agencies, taking data. I mean, we know that that's the case. It's not even allegedly, because we've got whistleblowers who've said they're taking data, firing people, and getting rid of people investigating his particular companies. Conflict of interest much. And this, and in more than 40 other federal agency matters, regulators have taken no public action on the investigations for several months or more, raising questions about whether those cases may have become dormant, according to NBC News review of regulatory matters involving Musk companies. So, that's one tactic, is just to stall forever, stall for 4 years, rather than cancel the investigation, just stall it, fire the people involved, create chaos. I mean, that's one way of doing it. And, Trump said that there'd be no conflicts of interest, but these are such obvious conflicts of interest, akin to what happens in an authoritarian regime, which I keep saying that this Trump administration is. It is that. It's not even on the way there. It's there at this point. You would have seen my video about the jet that Trump wants to accept, that he's going to have use after his presidency finishes as part of his library. I mean, come on. But I digress. Those matters range wildly from safety investigations into Tesla's self-driving features to allegedly workplace safety violations at SpaceX. Fancy that. So what do you think of this? Do you think that robotaxis are going to go ahead? Will Musk use it as an excuse, say the regulator's holding me back, but we're ready to go? The regulator doesn't even seem to know anything about it. They have to do this. They're responsible for road safety. And if anything happens, it's not only Tesla company on the line, it's them for not doing the right thing. So, I mean, how long is this actually going to take? And Tesla has not done the right thing by getting the information into them way before now. It's just could be just a couple of weeks before they actually want to launch this thing. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. It's all very political, of course, obviously, with Doge and trying to get rid of regulators or restrain them. And speaking about politics, if you don't know already, I have a new politics channel, although I'm doing more politics videos on this channel. You would have realized already. I'm alternating, mixing it up. Somebody was asking, saying they're here for the Elon videos, but it's not really sustainable long term. So I'm introducing politics. I'm interested in politics. And as I said, this Trump regime in the US is just something else I want to follow along. But this politics channel, I'm going to put a link in the pinned comment and in the description as well. Even if you're watching on Spotify, it'll be in the description there. Hi to you on Spotify. And so do follow along with that. Subscribe. And right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put a link there to a related video. Do go and see that now if you want to. And also a subscribe link on screen. Do subscribe if you're not already. And thanks for watching this one, everyone. And I'll see you in the next one.